Oh my gosh, what's this? It's the first video of a month again, which you know what that means. It's marked mage bio time! At least until I get them all done this year. Cough, cough. So, next on the list I decided was going to be Loreli. I was going to actually do another mage alongside her, but that didn't end up happening, so you're going to get that next month. But, Loreli is a very special baby to me. Well, all of my mage babies are. But she is my second oldest, technically, because back in high school, she was actually helped and created by a friend of mine who originally. I told her, my friend, all about the. Oh, hi, Binks. Sorry if you hear random jingling and junk, it's my cat in the background, or a random beep. It's a smoke detector I can't get. Anyway, so. Loreli was created by a friend of mine in high school, mostly as a, oh, well, I had this idea for a thing, and then we kind of did some role plays with it, and we fiddled with it, and then Loreli just evolved from there. And she was actually a completely different character when we first made her. Her design actually didn't change that much. That's the funny thing is, her outfits clearly did, because I got better drawing outfits. But her overall design really didn't change. She had the same skin tone. I made her hair slightly lighter, because back then I actually gave her really dark green hair. And that was more so because mostly at the time I was a traditional artist, and my lime green, bright green ran out. And so the only one I had at the time was like this, I think it was like a hunter green. I don't remember the exact color, but she used to have really dark green hair with light green eyes, because that was the only thing I could milk out of that little poor little lime green dead marker. And she is the Mage of Fire. For a couple of people who have noticed, the mage's colors do not correspond with their element. I kind of did that on purpose. You know, not because, oh, it's original and edgy, just because I kind of thought it was fucking funny. So, plus, I like the idea of odd-colored. I blame games for this. I like the idea of odd-colored elements. That being said, you know, I like green fire, I like, you know, red water, because it's not blood, it's actually like red-colored water. And only a couple of mages actually match their element, because I really couldn't find wiggle room with it. So, that's what that is. But with Loreli, she's evolved into more of a character with a purpose. And by that, I don't mean like, oh, well, you know, the other mages are throwaway characters, because they're not. But I evolved her into more of a sympathetic character that people can relate to. When you're writing and creating stories over just creating characters, it's really good to know if this is what you're going for, because this is what I'm going for. Sometimes it's not worth it. But Loreli is my only, technically in that storyline, nobility character. And being that she is a mage, and mages are not welcome, she's sort of had to hide who she is physically, emotionally, and sexually, because I actually made her into a lesbian. And I don't think that's a spoiler, because it does come up into her storyline, and it's really funny, not funny, but I really wanted to emphasize that this is a medieval type fantasy era, so on top of hiding who she is physically, she has to hide who she is sexually and emotionally. And it really spoke to me, because I'd seen people do it, and they kind of do it on the nose, and obviously me explaining it now might sound a little on the nose, but it's trust me, it makes more sense, and it evolves with it, because of the fact that in history, we've seen so many times of people who had to hide who they were, and how much anxiety and, you know, stress and depression they must have had because of it. You know, how many times have we heard of stories of, oh, they were just good friends, and they lived together, and they never married, and they shared a bedroom, but they were just good friends, because, you know, back in the day, a lot of people don't know this, you know, it wasn't okay like it is now to be gay, especially if you're a noble person like Loreli is, because she's actually a very important noble person. And because of that, when she actually kind of realizes her feelings, it kind of adds more to her stress and to her anxiety. But being raised the way she is, and was she learned to internalize it, and that's why I actually decided, because originally I had her be like Tetsu's student, and I changed that around to where Tetsu is more of a mother figure to her, and Loreli is one of the only mages that actually hates her powers. She full on hates it. She wishes it wasn't there. She very much wishes that she wasn't born this way, you know, symbolism there. And she's very fun to write, very fun to draw, and I really, really resonate with her as a character because I feel like she's a character that people can latch onto, which is also something good you want to have in writing, because something I hate in writing and literature and in just comics and storytelling is when someone makes a blank slate, which is sort of where like the Mary Sue debate comes in, and when they make a blank slate, it's used so that people can like put themselves onto a character, and I feel it's better writing for you to actually understand a character than for you to be that character. Does that make any sense? I think it's better for you to be able to sort of relate, understand, and explain why this character is the way they are, why they act the way they do, and why it is that they are the way they are, over this is a blank shell for you to put yourself onto so you can pretend that, you know, you're the cutie little noble lesbian with magic fire powers. But I really love Loreli, and I love how she's evolved, and a couple of other things is she actually it's pretty funny. She is one of my like biggest bustier characters, which was always a running joke because my friend who helped create her was always a very big busty woman. And so that's why we were like, you know what? You helped make her, we gotta give her the titty. So that's why I had that. But then as I got older and I learned anatomy and clothing folds and you know how reality works, that a lot of it doesn't show, because back in those days, you know, corsets and tight-fitting clothes that noble women had to wear, it was more so to show off their curves for like birthing hip reasons, which is why Lorelai's overall frame is she is very top-heavy, but she has a very narrow waist. And so because of that, I had to give her like an over-exaggerated hoop skirt, which I hope people could get. I had a couple people wonder like, why does she have such mega hips? And I'm sitting here like, it's not supposed to be mega hips. It's supposed to be like, you know, it's supposed to be like the push out, because excuse me, the culture that she's from is the same as Tetsu, so they're like French inspired, as well as, since Loreli is a nobility person, I really wanted to have her kind of in her own way rebel, and she does that with her clothes. You know, back in the day, I mean, these are still very rich clothes because they're colored clothes, but usually they would wear darker clothes, they would wear more of their family colors, and Loreli just wears the colors that she loves, which she loves green and purple, which is why I was actually having difficulty trying to get the color coordination right on her outfit this time around, because I didn't want to just draw her in the exact same outfit I drew her in last time, and because she has to hide who she is, I also did her glamour form, which is something I haven't done before, because the two mages I had done previously don't have them. Ringmaster, because he just doesn't fucking care, and Adrian, because she can blend in, pretty much. Just put her in normal clothes, and she'll blend in a lot easier. But, you know, if you're a girl walking around with green hair, people are gonna notice. So, that's why hers is just her hair color changing. And she's also a very quiet character. I'm trying to think of the proper way to describe it. She's one of those characters that can put on a facade, because I know a lot of people have to do that when you're around people you don't want to be, or you're around family, when you have to, again, like I said, when you have to hide who you are. So she can actually be pretty much two completely different people. She can be the perfect noble daughter that's, you know, seen and not heard, but then when she's with her friends, like Lily, Tetsu, and Jake, and her other friends that are in the story, she can be herself, which is actually ironic, because she's kind of a little bit of a spaz, but not in, like, the dorky way. Like, she's got such anxiety and issues that when she finally can be herself, she doesn't exactly know how to express it. So, it's a very fun and chaotic way to write. It's also very complicated, because I don't want her to come off as split personalities. It's just that she has to have the patience and the proper planning into knowing what it is that she has to be and when she has to be it, which is also a very, very intuitive sign of being a mage. So it's another one of those double-edged sword things. She hates being a mage, but because she's a mage is why she's able to somewhat functionally do what she has to do to protect herself. And so I think I've rambled on enough about Loreli. She's a very fun character. She's a very pretty character. Again, she's a character that means a lot to me because she's one of my oldest beans. And I think I will leave it here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have more questions about Loreli, I have her bio already posted with more info on my social medias. And as always, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye!